books on mariculture held details of strange metals that I had not yet been able to mine. I had begun mining out the earth deep down under my builder's yard and that of my farm on the island. I found deposits of these ores and got myself a good supply to start me off in creating mariculture machines. However, something played heavy on my mind every time I came back to the surface. The farm, my druid shack, was not providing enough of a service for the community on the island of Utopia. I set up a flower exchange, ready for those that wished to use it. Well, the druid shack at spawn is developing nicely. I've got this freebie chest at the front here. People can help themselves to the freebies. All the witchery stuff, I'm not planning on using witchery, and blood magic, not planning on using blood magic, and necromancy, not planning on using necromancy. There's me eliminating 3 really awesome magic mods from my playthrough in Season 3 of Druids Tale, because none of them are druidic. None of them are druids magic. So I'm dumping everything I find over there until I get, well, I might not even get a deal. I'm just sort of like calling that my trash bin, and anything I pick up I'll put into there just out the way. This, however, is my little druid's flower exchange. These oak fancy signs from Bibliocraft. I am getting so into using Bibliocraft stuff like this. Druid's flower exchange. A fair exchange is no robbery. Look how cool they are, though. Look, you can set text sizes and all sorts. You can set positions and sizes of the images, and you can set the scale of the text. You can even reformat the text and all sorts. It's pretty cool, and they look awesome, don't they? They look awesome. So here at spawn, I've now got a freebie chest and a flower exchange chest. These flower exchange chests are basically all of the plant life that you can get. So we've got a load of vanilla plants and just general plant mega pack plants, plant mega pack shrubs and ferns, plant mega pack fungus. Well, there'll be all sorts of mushrooms and fungus in there, but fungus. We've got the variety flowers. The single variety flowers, they only have one colour available to them. Whereas the multiple variety flowers, they have multiple colours of the same. Like this is gladiolus, and it has multiple colour types. Multiple types of the same. There's a purple gladiolus. There we go, it should be in order there. Ground coverings, we've got loads of grass and loads of ground cover leaves and stuff from the plant mega pack. And then we've got stuff that grows on trees, like this pretty little thing that grows off wood here. And I've also just put a little note for people on the server so they know how to use it. How to use. Please take flowers. That's simple enough, yeah? Drop your unwanted flowers in the chest below. So a little chest where people can drop things in, and it'll go into the hopper below, and then that takes it down into a further chest. And then I've got a chest, a hopper, and a chest of storage space that I can then come along, open up, get out, and sort out into this. And I can come here and take what flowers I need when I need them for the decorational jobs like this, just decorating the place up. So unwanted flowers and stuff can go in there, and also it's an exchange, so people can dump flowers that they don't want. The rabbits, well, the rabbits I've had to spread out. The rabbits carried on breeding even though they were very close, and while spreading them out there was a few accidents. I've got Flopsy, Muggles and Ben are still here, and I was trying to move the raccoon, trying to get the raccoon up here, but I was trying to right click him and I accidentally left clicked him, which meant that I punched him and he attacked me, and I couldn't get him to stop attacking me. He wasn't doing any damage, he wasn't hurting me, but I couldn't stop him attacking me. He couldn't. Once he was aggressive, that was it, he was aggressive. So I had to kill the raccoon. I'm not proud of it, As a druid, I should not kill animals, but if something attacks me, that's the law of nature, you attack back. I attacked it, it attacked back, and blah, there we go. Over here in the farm, I've got a little bit more sorted out over here. I've started planting some more Pam's Harvest Craft stuff and things. I've got quite a large selection of stuff and things over here now. Some of the stuff and things needs harvesting, and that's like my one of my daily chores. Celery mature. Let's put some of that back down. Yeah, so I come down here and I just harvest rows of whatever it is, and I'm taking all of this stuff so I've got a decent stockpile. Mostly I've got a decent stockpile of all of these berries already. The other chest there is freebies, basically. And I've now re-stoned out, resorted this with some chiseled stone bricks, because they look pretty cool. Some chiseled stone bricks for my enchanting area, and down into my little pantry storehouse place for food. Yeah, I've got no music disc yet, but I found a jukebox, so I decided to put the disc rack there as well, just to tidy things up. And this is just to look pretty, mostly, but it's a storage space, so I've got storage here, which is cool. So the top one is stuff that grows on trees. So I've got a stack. Well, stuff that grows on trees and fruit. So the berries are fruit, and the stuff that grows on trees, such and such, is stuff that grows on trees, fruit. It's all generally fruit, isn't it, if it grows on trees or it's a fruit bush. And then we've got vegetables, which the celery can go into the vegetable section. And then we've got the root vegetables and some mushrooms. Yeah, we got some mushrooms there as well, just because. They're edible mushrooms rather than the planting ones. And I've got a few herbs and spices on my shelves, a little saucepan, I've got a cutting board, a tool rack ready to put my knives and stuff on. Top up here, we've got these Mr. Craig's Furniture Mod cabinets, because they go so well with wood planks. And this is where I'm keeping all my tea leaves. I've got tea leaves from Pam's Harvest Craft, and I've got tea leaves from Ganny's Surface. What I realise I haven't got is a cooker. Something to cook things, so I may have to put a cooker in the wall just there. A furnace or an actual cooker or something. We'll sort that out another time though. And then I've got some other various bits and pieces that don't really fit into these categories. And I'm basically just, one of my core duties as a druid is just to keep that farming process going. And I want a stack of everything in these chests, and a stack of everything. And all the excess stuff, the stuff that I've got too much of, I've got more than a stack, I end up putting in this chest over here for everybody to help themselves. So that's my planting and harvesting rituals over here. Mostly this is like where I started out. I've got the plants and I've got the food sources, and that is the food shack at spawn, or the farm at spawn. Also still at spawn, I have a little mine shaft here. It's only just starting because I want some ore processing and stuff over here. And we might try and figure some ore processing out this episode. But I remember showing you that Andy, over at Andy's place, if you look at my map in the top corner, you see I'm sort of heading over towards Andy. We had a little mine shaft that Andy started from his base down here. And I went down there, got some obsidian to make the ender pouches, or the ender bags and stuff, ender chests. Well, this is Andy's sort of branch mine, and then I just continued the corridor all the way down here towards mine. And on the way to mine, in the mine, I came across mimes. Hey, that's the difficult one. This is Mime's little branch mine. So it's sort of like the spawn branch mine is coming together. So I've just sort of set myself out a little spot over here. I do have a little drop chute to come in from the farm up above. And I've got my warp book to get me out of here. I've only done a bit of basic mining. And because we've added mods after spawning the world in, we're only really getting the basics that we had in the pack when we started around here, which isn't a great deal. I've getting a few diamonds here, but got some iron and all that sort of stuff. We took fortune ores out, so now we're getting iron ore from around here. Clay there's a clay spawn mods in, so we get clay from underground as well. But I've had to go further afield to get some of the newer stuff. Look at all these books I got now. Those Ender Pearl farm is doing quite nicely. So, the mine, the garden, the farm, the yard. Over at the yard, the builder's yard, I'll show you all this in a minute. I've got myself a mine Was it in that corner? No, it's over in the other corner. I got myself a little mine shaft. It's a very, very basic deal at the minute. It's hardly anything. But down there in the mine shaft, I've got a similar drop zone. And that gets me some of the newer ores. Some of these Professor Flaxbeard's wonderful steam power mod ores. Zinc and copper. So I can start doing some stuff with zinc and copper. I think I've been cooking it up. Yeah, I've cooked it all up. And I've cooked up some mystical ingots as well to check those out. Uses of mystical ingots. We can make this mystical reader. I don't know what any of this does yet. And pickaxes and things and bricks and the like. It all looks like cool stuff, but I don't know what it does yet, so I'm going to look into that when I get some more, because we keep getting this mystical ore and these fire shards and air shards and all that sort of stuff from around this area. But this mine is yielding the Flax's Beard Steam mod stuff, which was added after we initially spawned the world. And then I've got to go a bit further afield, because now we've added Thorncraft 4. However, I'm not planning on doing much Thorncraft, because I'm a druid, and that's a different kind of magic. That's a nice kind of magic, though. Maybe Ego's going to be going into Thorncraft 4, which will be cool, so that we've got the couple of us doing good magics, and a few people on the server doing bad magics, and we can have a bit of a thing, a bit of a storyline. Maybe pretend there's a war going on, and we'll have a bit of a fight and see whose magic is more powerful and stuff like that. Just for fun. Yeah, just for fun. What have I done around here? Well, more of these oak fancy signs for a start. These are awesome. I love them. They are amazing. I'm using them on storage all the time. It's just visual. The jabber barrels are awesome for storing lots and lots of a single item and showing you exactly what's there and what you want. And these storage chests, basically, they're just double chests, vanilla double chests. But putting the fancy sign on them makes all the difference. Like, there, I've got my vanilla blocks. So just generally everything that's vanilla that's not logs. Like, all the logs are going into the barrels. Everything that's not vanilla, all the planks, all the bits and pieces goes in there. Microblocks, I'm storing all my microblocks in there. That's pretty cool. Storage, I've found a few things out. I've messed about with these shelves. I'm not so keen on these shelves. They do have a purpose. They will look nice in certain places, but for general storage, they're not great. These wall shelves are pretty good. I'll show you those in a minute. These are Legamol, Bibliocraft and stuff. So it's like modded storage items there. And then we've got a bit for decoration. I've got that large banner, wall brackets, some posts and some tables and stuff. Anything that fits those two categories from modded items go into those. And then we've got carpenter's blocks and chisel. Well, carpenter's blocks is carpenter's block stuff and chisel is chisel stuff. I was going to show you these tiles, so I made some up. I made some clay up, didn't I, the other day? I think I need my carpenter's hammer. Yes, I do. And I wanted to do some tiling just to show you what it's like. I don't really want the tiling around here. I've got my little Britannia set up. I'll show you in a minute. Let's do some tiling just over here on this wall. Right, so we've got these carpenter's tiles, right? And they were easy to make. The recipe was just the card and clay on top of carpenter's blocks. And you get 12 for that, which is pretty cool for just a small, cheap recipe. And then, like all carpenter's blocks, you can left-click and right-click them. So left-click goes cycling through in one of the directions, and left-click goes cycling through in the other direction. Right-click and left-click cycle through, so backwards and forwards, forwards and backwards, to get the tile of choice. Now, I don't believe there's any colours in these yet, and I don't know if there's a way of colouring them. So we'll do that at some other point, but they don't come off easy either by the looks of it. Maybe shift right click. Shift left click. There we go. And then when you place another one next to it, it'll continue the strip look. Yeah, it'll continue the look about it. Which is pretty cool for tiling and wallpapering and stuff. And you can place them on the floor next to each other as well. So you can do tiling on the floor and on the walls. And also tile the ceilings. So these tiles match in nicely together. And you can change the pattern with your hammer which is pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to be messing around with those a bit more to see if I can get some colour in them and stuff like that, though. In all the time spent mining and setting up the flower exchange, very little mana had been collected for Botania. I went out to gather more Botania flowers for petals, and set myself a plan of action to increase the mana production using another flower. Right, so I've been collecting lots and lots of flowers. These isn't quite all of the flowers I've been collecting, but I have been out collecting lots of flowers, and I seem to have quite a few flowers for petals now, and each one gives me a couple of petals. Pretty good. I've also got a few petals already done in here from a recent trip I did. A terrible, terrible trip, in fact, but we'll go into detail about that some other day. I had a rather nasty experience in a Mistcraft Age, and it was not pleasant, I can tell you. I got one-shotted by the first thing that I encountered that was not a normal vanilla mob, and I realised that I need to get myself some better armour. All my day blooms seem to be working at a full efficiency because there is nothing in the day bloom. So, apparently, the more you add, the less output you get from them. But I can't see the space being any better kept. So there's hardly any point in not putting more day blooms up here. But at the minute, that's as many as I've made. Just basically surrounded that mana spreader in the middle, and that mana spreader is beaming down straight into the pool. The pool is then being taken mana out from the mana spreader. These are cool. Look at this. Look at this. All right, so Botania aside for just a second, check the Carpenter's Hatch and the player sensor from Malice's Doors combo. All right, it's a trapdoor that you can climb up and down like a ladder. And because I've got that player sensor there, it auto-closes and auto-opens for me. How cool is that? I got another little one in the floor here as well, which goes down to something that I'm doing down there. And this has got a mana spreader that is aiming directly up. It's not receiving any mana right now, but it's directly up to that mana pool. So the mana pool is receiving power from below and receiving power from above, and the mana's going straight into the pool. And then it's got this mana spreader next to it from there, which is beaming down into my runic altar. Yeah! Runic altar is pretty easy to make, so I quickly made one of those up to get the setup right, and did some of these little forge microblock cracked cover things. Well, covers, and I just happen to have cracked stone available, so they're all cracked stone, it looks like, but that's pretty cool how I can fire mana beams through forge microblocks. Awesome, yeah? But this is quite a lot of mana, right? One of these mana pools is like, I don't know, 10 million. I think Vasky once told me 10 million as a figure. 10 million mana. And each burst is like 160 mana going into the pool, which is why it looks like it takes so long to fill a mana pool. It looks like it's not really doing anything because it's so big. A mana pool is so big. But that's okay, that's fine. I know it's working. I know it's working fine, and it's all good. Now, today, I want to do something down here. And I've got the same trapdoor ladder set up to down here. And another mana spreader here that's going up, like I say. But I want to make this a dark room. I want to put the opposite... Oh, I just shut it as I was coming up. Because it opens automatically thanks to the player sensor. And shuts automatically as soon as I'm through it as well. I think it shuts as I go through it. Let's check. Can I go straight up and just stand on it? Yep. It shuts underneath me. How cool are those player sensors? Not just for doors, for trapdoors. That is so awesome. Oh, I love them. But I also love Botania. Yes. Let me get some seeds, because we're going to make some night blooms. Not night blooms, yeah. The nightshades. The opposite of day blooms. Right? So we've got day blooms and you've got night blooms. So let's have a look. Now, I set my bag up here to show me exactly what I need for this. So let's let's get cracking on with this then. So, basically, the seed is last. We start off with 2 mystical black petals, 1 grey and 1 purple, and that gives us a nightshade and then a seed. Okay, so let's get some more black to double that up, and then we should have more than enough there. Awesome. Right, so water-wise, I'm also going to need a water bucket to keep filling this pedestal up. I don't believe there's any easy way or automated way of getting water inside here. You have to sort of be there. You have to just sort of do it yourself. Alright, so 1, 2 of them, 1, and a seed. Oh yeah. So we get a nightshade. Let's just make a... Oh no. Let's just... Let's just flood my floor. Why don't I? Let's just flood my floor. I'm just going to make as many of these as I possibly can right now for this area. Because I can always pick them back up again afterwards, can't I? And yeah, I can reach that. Infinite water spring back there. Yeah. I've sort of thought it out to try and get this as easy to create these flowers as possible. We're all about automating in mod Minecraft, aren't we? Modded Minecraft. We're all about automating things the best we can. And automating Botania is kind of not impossible, but it's kind of impossible. It's not designed that way. Skye hasn't designed this mod to interact with other mods. It doesn't play nice with others. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. But this is as close to efficiency as I can possibly get. It is fairly simple, isn't it? It's not a difficult process. I've got myself set up, everything on the hotbar, and I've just made 6 nightshades fairly quickly. And I'm going to put the rest of these away in there. My golden Botania bag is there for collecting stuff. I'm going to start storing things around places. Next we're going to need some dirt to put them on, and my dirt supplies are here. So I'll grab some dirt to put them on. And I'm also going to need another mana spreader at a future point, because I want to stack these down slightly. So for a start though, we're going to come up the ladder, and I'm going to be up, jump stacking, and I'll probably want to be just around this. So I'm going to do virtually a full run. Actually, I don't want that one there, because I want to put another level underneath it. So let's do those there like that. There we go. Up, 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 up. And get onto here. Right, so mana shade. I want to put them over here so that they're far away, and just keep filling these things up later on. So there, and there. And the other one, can I just sneak it behind that spreader? Yes, I can. Alright, so then we have a look, and we should see that these guys have picked out the shader, and it's picking up something already. It's already started picking up some mana. So yeah, it's taking the mana from the nightshades. The nightshades are doing what they're supposed to do. They're making mana in the dark, and the mana spreader is receiving it. Awesome. So now, I don't really want to seal this in completely until I've got flowers all around it, but I'm going to have to. I think if I put blocks in the way, that it should still be okay. So I'm going to block this off like that. So the light source is this side. I will block that off actually, just for now. Because we don't need to worry about that just yet. But I'm just going to do like sandwich layers of nightshades in this tower, all beaming up through the mana spreaders, because the mana spreaders can take a fair bit and go up, right? So those are now all adding extra mana to my mana pool, all going up to my mana pool here. So I've got the day blooms and the nightshades both doing what they need to do. While I'm at it, I'm going to set myself up for something else as well. I need something to use that mana pool for. I've got a little bit of space around here, just round by this pool. And I'm wondering how I want to use it, and I'm thinking about it. I'm working stuff out in my head. I'm going to need to sleep, though. Let's go up to bed. This carpet. I still haven't got my carpet yet. Hey, old man. Let's see if he can sleep again or relog again. Right, so, well, that's a little upgrade for putting mana together and stuff. And the plan that I've got to do on that floor above, using the mana, I'm going to need to use my runic altar for later on. Check these shelves out. These little shelves, they have like 4 slots as far as I can tell. I'll just put some flowers there to show. But these are from the Gamel... Yigamal. And I could just store some bits on the shelves. It's quite easy. Just right-click to put on, right-click to take them off. Just the same as the Bibliocraft shelves. But they are... Oh, right. Mime says everything's there. I'm going to go and collect some stuff. This is pretty cool because it's a different kind of storage. It's quite a nice looking storage. Bibliocraft has a very clean carpenter's look about it. A clean carpentry look, whereas this Gamel has a old rustic mahogany feel to it, which I quite like both, really, for different circumstances. I like both. Right, let's go over to Spawn and go and see Mimes. Let's go to the farm. Boink. There we go. This is all working nicely now, having this warp book around. It's pretty quick and easy to get about everywhere. I'm going over to see a Mime, who's my neighbour. And Mime isn't planning on doing anything Botania related this time around. So he said that I could pop over and just pick up all of this, all of the flowers he's found so far. Which is cool. It saves me a job. This is Mime's place over here. Pretty cool. And don't really know where Mime is. He's around somewhere. Maybe down his mine. Around and about. Or in his house. There he is. How's he doing? What's this? Also, please no ice shoes. Messy and makes everything ugly. Oh, there's those freeze-right boots. Freeze-right boots that when you walk on water, they turn it to ice. Very funky. But obviously, he doesn't want his little... well, it's not really a shack, is it? It's a nice house. Lots and lots of carpenter's blocks and detail have gone into this. Looks pretty cool. What am I dying on? Oh, there's ender seeds. Okay. Looks pretty cool though, doesn't it? It looks awesome. Oh, and Cube. Right, I'm just going to pick up these flowers that he said I could have, and I'm getting out of here. Like, thank you very much. Oh, look at them all. He's been doing a bit of collecting. It's not hard to collect Botania flowers. But there'll be coming a point where there's just none left. Get off my lawn. Yeah, I'm going, boy. I'm going. Let's get them all. That was not a Botania flower, dude. That was a pine sap. You can have that one back. Thank you very much. For the rest, though, I'll tell him cheers in a bit. Right, let's get out of here. I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. Alrighty. So... that's the end of another... What's the matter with you, Bunny? Why are you on half a heart? Something been eating you? Oh. Okay. This one can be honey. Little honey with a little H. Honey. Okay, honey, you can come home with me. I don't know how to make these feel better. But little honey can come back and live around my garden. Actually, let's have a little bit of wildlife just around and about the place. Oh, poor honey. Go and have a swim. That's it. Go and have a swim. Run around. There you go. They can't trample any crops out here because I've got all the crops all sealed away in there nicely. Okay, well, anyway, I was about to end my episode saying thank you very much for watching. Once again, I will see you in another episode of the Utopia Season 3 Age of Adventure, A Druid's Tale. Goodbye.